Hi guys, welcome back and welcome to a new Birkin bait video. Without further ado, let's get started. This one is from the UK, honey, and this is what happened. It's for a Birkin 30. This offer was from 2022, but in the later months of 2022. Birkin 30, United Kingdom. One t-shirt, two tumblers, a non-quota bag, a hat, two fashion jewelry pieces, a pair of shoes, a pair of boots, a fine jewelry ring in gold, two pairs of fashion jewelry earrings, two pairs of ear cuffs, another fashion jewelry bracelet, some fragrance, and and two hand sanitizers, 3 twillies, 4 silks, a small leather good, a bag charm, a belt, and a belt kit. These were all of the things that were purchased for the Birkin 30 in the UK. This took about 6 months. Don't forget, in the UK they have a wish list. So most of you probably know about the wish list system in the UK. If you're not, let me just quickly brief you. So basically in the UK, and I believe at the moment Big H has 4 boutiques in the United Kingdom, and in the Republic of Ireland there's 1 boutique in Dublin. So between the UK and the Republic of Ireland, there are 5 boutiques, if I recall correctly, if I haven't forgotten anything. I think that they are. I might have to double check that. I think between the 2 countries, so between the UK and the Republic of Ireland, there are 5 boutiques, okay? So the wish list system in the UK, and I believe it's the same in Dublin as well, is like this. You go and make a wish, you go and give your wish list. The wish basically is for a few months. I believe at the moment it's like an 8-month, it's an 8-month basically cycle for the wish list system. And then Big H essentially has to fulfill your wish for your quota bag within the period of you making your wish. Now this is where things get confusing at Big H in London, because there are a lot of people from the UK who watch my videos and who support my channel, and it's 50-50. Some of them have told me, oh, I never had to, do much and my wish was fulfilled. But these days, what I'm hearing from the leopards in Britain is that you have to show loyalty, and loyalty is not something which is particularly surprising. She was very loyal here. The ratio for this offer was 1.6 to 1, and that is, I think that is us. That's us not including that is including the non-quota bag. If we take the non-quota bag out, it's about 1 to 1. So basically it's 1 to 1 without the quota bag, but it's 1.6 with the quota bag. I don't feel like quota bags count in the UK, so I'm not going to count it in terms of discussing her offer. To me, it's basically 1 to 1, and she got a non-quota bag. So the wish system, I think, in the UK is much more, from what I have heard from people, like I said, because I know in this video there's going to be someone in the comments saying, I walked in last year, I went to Harrods, I went to Selfridges, I went to New Bond Street, I bought a blusher and I bought a highlighter and I got a Birkin 25 in Croc or Birkin 25 from New Bond Street, whatever. I know there's going to be someone who's going to comment that. That does happen. I definitely acknowledge that. The UK system it's a mixture of things. It's the SA knowing you, things you've picked up, items, loyalty, how long you have waited, and then there's some other factors as well that play into it. To me, whenever I speak to Glamazons in the UK, it does seem like it's a little bit more political than, say, France, or say the US and Canada, and maybe even the boutiques in the Middle East and the boutiques in Asia as well, and even Australia, which is an incredibly competitive country to shop from. So I feel like it's just a little bit more political, because do you know the SA? How often do you go to the store? Our leopard has a very good relationship with her SA. They get on very well, and she goes to the boutique often, and she shows loyalty as well, as you can see. So I think our leopard her experience is like everything together. She has a good relationship with the SA, but she's loyal to Big H. She's not someone who's saying, you know, there are always people who are saying, I like Big H, but you don't want to pick up items. She has shown loyalty, and she's also shown loyalty again by getting a non-quota bag as well. So, like I said, without the non-quota bag, which I'm not counting because I just don't feel like it counts, it's 1.1. That is the ratio for this. A 1.1, it's 1.1. It's 1.1 to 1, so basically 1 to 1. Okay, that is the ratio for this offer. It's pretty much a 1-to-1 offer. I think that there are some things here though that did help. First of all, I feel like, again, she's shopping in a way that's very natural. She bought ready to wear, she bought things for the home, she has fashion jewelry pieces. You know, people do love their fashion jewelry bracelets. She did buy one piece of fine jewelry. She also got a bunch of silks. She got SLG bag, charm belt, like, and also shoes, boots. Like, she's shopping in a way that I think is very organic and natural. And I think shopping in an organic and natural way, like, it just shows that you're just like shopping like a normal person. I think I've mentioned it before. Yes, we're all kind of game playing at the end of the day, but she's shopping in a way that's like organic and natural. The fine jewelry ring helped, but I think her cadence of shopping as well helps, because she's shopping for things that she is like, okay, cool, I want to buy this, I want to buy shoes, I want to buy fashion jewelry, I want to buy a ready to wear t-shirt, and I want to buy things for the home, and I want to buy a belt and a bag charm and things like that. So I think it's a good way of shopping as well. Now, to discuss the UK system, like I said, I feel like the UK, is just very political, because, like I said, there will be some people who their wishes will be fulfilled, and I think what it lends itself to as well is I think if I lived in the UK, I don't know how much I would want to spend. Because if you don't have that, like, I think also with the Big H game, like, if you don't have that, like, need to show loyalty, I feel like that need to show loyalty kind of evaporates, because you're just kind of like, well, it's a wish list system. I don't have to, you know, go into the store and be loyal and things like that. But I think these days things are changing. I did read the Purse Forum London thread, just to kind of get a feel for what's going on in the UK. And even on the Purse Forum London thread, like a few pages back I was reading, like, people were saying that, you know, it wasn't so straightforward, and that, you know, people are showing loyalty, and they do want to see some purchases on your account. It's not just going to be like you walk in, you buy a perfume or you buy a blusher, and then you just sit and wait. People are picking up things, people are buying things. And now, when I was in London a few weeks ago, as you saw, like, because I was in the UK a few weeks ago, I saw it with my own eyes at Harrods and Selfridges. I didn't go to New Bond Street, and I didn't go to the boutique at Cadogan. I only went to Selfridges and Harrods, but I saw it for my own eyes. Like, the boutiques at Selfridges and Harrods were very busy. I think that the UK is competitive because there are a lot of people trying to score bags in the British boutiques, but I think it's competitive in a different way. The boutiques in, for example, I'm just going to list some stores which are famously competitive, like Sydney, Australia, Shanghai, China, the Singaporean boutiques, all of the boutiques in South Korea, Miami, Las Vegas, the boutiques in New York. Those are very famously competitive stores. Even the boutiques in Geneva and the boutiques in the UAE, they're very, very, very competitive boutiques. I think the boutiques in London are competitive because there's so many people trying, but I don't know if you can compare it to, like, places in Shanghai or Taipei and Taiwan where it's like 5-to-1, 4-to-1. People in Vietnam are going 4-to-1 to get Kelly 25 back in 25s. But it's still very competitive in its own right. It's just competitive in a different way, if that makes sense. And I think sometimes, like, on social media, this is why it's really important to know where someone is. Because if someone says, for example, I remember seeing an influencer say this, they said, like, oh, it's, you know, it's easy to get a Birkin or Kelly, it's not complicated, it's not about how much you spend. But the person was in a country in Europe that is not as competitive as other places in the world. I kind of felt like you need to say that you're in a country that isn't as competitive as, you know, like the boutiques I just mentioned, like Madison Avenue, New York, Miami, Shanghai, you know, like Bangkok in Thailand. Like the Thai boutiques are very competitive as well. So you need to like say where you are. So I do think that the UK is, I think the UK is very competitive. I saw a lot of people shopping, but I also think that it is, I think it's probably just a little bit more political. It's also dependent on the SA knowing you and feeling like they want to go to bat for you as well, and then you waiting for your wish to mature and for it to come to fruition. I remember speaking to a leopard who was telling me about the situation in one of the UK stores. Another leopard was telling me, and she was telling me that she felt like some SAs choose people who, in order to kind of push their wish forward, because she was like, oh, you know, an SA told me that, you know, I don't have to, you know, I don't have to buy anything. And she was explaining like this conversation she had with an SA at Big H in one of the stores. Not this leopard, another leopard was telling me now. And she was like, you know, the SA was like, oh, you know, you don't have to buy anything. It's completely random. It's random. Honey, girl, okay, whatever, girl. And you know, you don't have to buy anything, and it's random, and it's like it's a randomly generated kind of thing, whatever. But she felt like the SA wasn't being like honest and forthcoming, and that like, you know, you have to get the SA to like you at this particular store, which is one of the 4 stores in the UK. And when we were discussing it, honestly, I feel like she's right. I do feel like, and I also feel like the people who've been shopping at Big H for a very long period of time in the UK are also grandfathered. I do think grandfathering as well is a thing in Britain in these boutiques. Like if you've been shopping at Big H for many years, you're kind of known there, your wishes will kind of just be fulfilled. But I think new clients have to kind of find their feet and have to connect with people and show loyalty. Loyalty is there, just they're kind of lurking in the background, dancing in the background like Rumpelstiltskin honey. But it is there. It might not be as much as Madison Avenue or the Miami Design District boutiques in America. It might not be as much as, you know, Dubai or Abu Dhabi or Doha, but it's still there, you know, kind of lurking in the background. So anyway, thank you so much to the Glamour that shared her bait list. I know it's not easy to share. I know people feel weird about sharing. Let's share, guys. Sharing is really important. If I succeed this summer, I promise I will come back here and I will share every single thing that I have picked up from Big H from December 2021 until being successful. I think it's really, really important. It's also important not to gloss things over. I talked about this, I think, on my Instagram on the weekend. Make sure you go follow me on my luxury Instagram, by the way. It's a link below. But I was saying how it's super important that if we're going to be discussing Big H, let's discuss Big H with the intention of sharing. Because I think at a certain point, their products and their bags are also beautiful, you know, like particularly for me, you know, with this YouTube channel, I look at beautiful things every week. So I'm so used to their beauty at this point. Like going to the boutiques in December 2021, seeing how beautiful the bags are, going in February, seeing how beautiful they are, seeing your beautiful, stunning pieces. Like at a certain point, all Big H things are beautiful, boo-boo. It's not like, oh wow, that's something different. It's a beautiful Big H bag, you know? So what's more interesting to me is the information about how to acquire them in different markets and up-to-date current information. So this is just more of like a come to Jesus word to people. Share, because through sharing we all learn and we're all successful together. There were like so many mistakes that I made on my first trip, and then in December 2021, and then I remember I had people reaching out to me like, oh my god, you didn't know that there's a game, you have to buy things, you have to do this, you have to do that, you know. I was like, oh my god, I didn't know. So it's really important to share. So I want to thank her for sharing and being so candid. She was very candid. She shared everything that she had picked up for the offer. So yeah, I think that's really great, and I would love to just see more of that. I can't control people how they talk and stuff, but if you want to share your bait with me, feel free, send me an email, it's linked below. But please be willing to state everything that you picked up. Tell me where you are and tell me your store. Please be willing to tell me your store. Don't just tell me your country. All of the bait lists I feature, I know exactly what the person is and I know their store. I will never sell you out or whatever. I won't do that. I promise that's not my thing. You know, I have my street cred to protect here. Like, I don't do that, but I need to know your store. So if you're going to share, don't just say I'm in America. You have to tell me exactly which store you're in order for it to be featured. you know, if you want to share. If you don't want to share, that's also fine. But I'm very grateful to everyone who's been sharing this. These videos have kind of taken on a life of their own, and so many of you have found me through posting these videos. And the whole point of posting them was because I remember coming back from that first trip being like, and telling my husband, being like, why are people lying? Like, why are you lying? Okay, like, why are people saying there isn't a game when there is a game and stuff, you know? And now it's like I'm getting ready to go on my European trip, so I'm starting to plan my European trip, which means, you know, back on the Paris saddle again. So it's good to read these Birkin bait lists as well. So yeah, I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. Please consider liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. You know, I think something which I enjoy about like the Birkin bait specifically is I love seeing like the things people get at Big H, because everyone always talks about like loving Big H. I love Big H, but no one wants to talk about what they buy. So I also find it like fun to like know the things that people are picking up from the brand. I feel like that's something that I also find really interesting. So yeah, super excited. I'm very happy to share this list with you. Just before I go, super quick, I know that everyone just wants to talk about Hermès and Chanel, Louis Vuitton and Dior and Gucci and that, but there are other brands out there doing wonderful things. I'd love to show you this beauty right here. This is a new bag from ALAIA called the Kaima. It's gorgeous, it's beautiful. I believe this is like in their flagship stores as we speak. So go check it out. I think this is really cool. They also have this, which is their new ready, it's like an activewear line. It's called Archetypes. So it's like activewear. It looks very sleek, it's very bodycon. I'm kind of here for like bodycon coming back. Like I would love to see more bodycon stuff. So I just wanted to also share this with you. You know how much I love ALAIA. I'm always posting ALAIA on my Instagram. If you follow me on my fashion Instagram, please go join the group, by the way. It's linked below. I'd love to see you guys in the group as well. But I just wanted to mention ALAIA, and I'll link the items below so you can go check them out. I know some of you are always telling me, oh, post other brands. I'll post other brands if you watch the video, but sometimes I have to do it like this, like mentioning it at the end of an Hermès video that I know people will watch. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon in my next video.